right. We just started recording this segment. I'm Mara. I was Mara probably a few minutes ago in a different segment, but I'm still the same person. And I'm joined, as always, by Trevor and by his delightful sister, Clara. And we are going to talk Twilight.
Because,
Yes.
yeah. Clara, would you like to explain what you did yesterday?
So, yesterday I marathoned all the Twilight movies with my friends.
How long did it take you?
I think we met up at like 3, and then
You weren't back until midnight.
Yeah, I wasn't back until like midnight, though we did watch like the first one a few days ago. So, yeah. A very long time. Yeah.
Was it worth it?
Maybe. Maybe.
That was so funny because I thought you were frozen for a second and I was like, do I talk? But the fact that you actually thought about it for that long, I'm clipping that out. That has to be a clip for the show. Oh my gosh.
She was mentally frozen.
Yeah. That is a very hard question. Because, yeah.
It's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
Sparkles.
Yeah. Some of them were better than others, but yeah. Few of them I'm never going to willingly watch again, but
what was your favorite and what was the least favorite? Also, what a take. Some movies were better than others. I love that take.
Well, yeah.
But what was your favorite?
I really liked I like New Moon and Eclipse, kind of like the end of New Moon and beginning of Eclipse, just like yeah, I really liked where when they were in Italy, I think. And yeah, with Eros. I thought that was cool. But yeah.
Yeah, the first one is a little rough because they had no idea that they were going to end up making this phenomenon of a movie. And then the last two are a little self-indulgent.
Wait,
Yeah.
Bill Condon directed the last two?
Yeah.
That's horrifying. That's oh no. Did not
that
realize
has to be in your Letterboxd review. Bill Condon directed this? Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, that's ooh. I'm trying to pull up what one do we think is the highest rated and like the lowest rated?
I think it would be like New Moon would probably be best.
I agree. It's the love triangle-iest sort of one, and she's pouting and Edward has his shirt off. So I'm gonna say that one.
I mean, when is Kristen Stewart not pouting? Let's be honest.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I was completely off board on the franchise from the first film because like it was so bad. I could not care about anybody because I watched these like 2-3 years ago and I watched them one each day. So I spent 5 days of my life watching Twilight.
Oh no, you'll never get that time back.
I won't.
And you're getting so much older, like you're running out of time, Trevor.
Yeah, I'm so old. But like from the first movie, I didn't care about the characters. Like I'd already committed to watching all of them, but like at that point I didn't care. So then
you have to want to like the characters.
Right, but that isn't a good thing. You shouldn't have to force yourself to like characters in the film. The film should do that for you. And Twilight doesn't.
Well, I have an important question, probably the most important question. Are you Team Edward or are you Team Jacob?
Definitely Team Edward. I did not like Jacob at all. I also think I was heavily influenced by the like 5 other people I was watching it with for the most part. But yeah, like Jacob just seemed very controlling and just very like, I don't know. And also, does Jacob own a shirt? It's like off in every scene. Like,
I'm Team Robert Pattinson. That's Edward, right?
Yes, he
Yes.
has a name. It's Edward.
Okay.
I would like to challenge this theory because I'll admit that at face value, Robert Pattinson is perhaps the more desirable specimen, and his character is definitely much more deferential to her and cares about her and not about how he feels about her, etc. However, I find it problematic that he is a 106-year-old dude and he's like, oh, I'm so into this 17-year-old girl, even though I look like I'm that age. It's still a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like everything about the Twilight saga is just like a little bit weird, and sometimes at other parts, really weird. And yeah,
So I say I'm team nobody.
I'm team Kristen Stewart.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah. Kristen Stewart, why didn't you know what? Maybe Mike was a little dorky and maybe he was a little awkward and maybe he would have been a little boring, but he was age appropriate, he was nice, and he wanted to go on a date with you. And maybe that would have been a happy relationship for you.
Maybe.
Maybe. Thank goodness it's fictional.
yes.
So according to Rotten Tomatoes, 2 films are tied for number 1 with 49%. Another film is just behind at 48%. Then we have a 28% and a 25%. So what do we think is tied for first and then third, fourth, and fifth?
I want to say it would be like either New Moon and Eclipse or New Moon and break or the very last one.
See, I think it might be New Moon and Breaking Dawn Part 1 because, like, they finally get married and they consummate their relationship. I can see a lot of people being swooned by all the happy stuff, maybe, but I could be totally wrong. Which two is it?
You're totally wrong. So New Moon and Breaking Dawn Part 1 are the 2 lowest ones at 28 and 25. Breaking Dawn Part 1
regular
is
plain
the
old
worst one.
Twilight and Breaking Dawn Part 2 are higher than those two? Oh my god.
So Twilight and Breaking Dawn Part 2 are the top. That they're tied for first with 49%. And then Eclipse is at 48%.
That seems wrong.
It does. Like
That was a loud cat.
Sir Pounce, what are you doing, buddy? He likes to play hide and go seek, where he just hides in a bathroom or goes under a bed and then meows at me to go get him. And then when I find him, he gets really happy and he's like, "Oh my god, Mom, you found me! You found me!" And it's like,
Dasher does the same thing.
yeah.
You're right there. I can see you.
So quick update. So we were talking about this before the show. So we have a ledge on our window right there. Dasher tried to jump onto it, horribly failed, fell off. Then he stared at it for a while and then jumped again, got on. I think he like accidentally fell off again. So now he's just looking at it again like this.
Oh, he wants it.
He's waiting. It's a tiny ledge. I don't know how he's thinking that he can stay on there.
Come here. Okay,
Turned
I
into
got him
cat
to
talk.
come over here. Sir Pounce, I need to know desperately, are you Team Edward or are you Team Jacob? Come tell me. Where are you? Come here. Okay, so I also have to ask, what is your opinion of being in love with an ovum, an unfertilized egg who becomes a baby that you're definitely platonically in love with, but also the second that baby turns 18, you're romantically in love with? I don't know how that works and I don't like it.
It was just so wrong. Like
So is the existence of these films.
Like that part just kind of like lost me a little bit. Another reason why I kind of don't like Jacob. But it was just so weird. Like, I get it was like the whole like imprint thing, but like, why? It just like made it like weirder and like grosser than it needed to be. And maybe the movie would have been a little bit better if that like wouldn't have been in it. It just didn't need to happen at all.
Right, buddy?
Okay, so the author of Twilight, Stephanie Meyer, right?
Yes.
So the first book came out in 2005. So we talked about with Kissing Booth, the writer of those books was like 13 years old. How old do we think Stephanie Meyer was when she wrote Twilight?
19 and definitely an unmarried virgin. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. I just mean that the movie's religious parables and as they relate to premarital relations and abortion are very apparent. And that's not judging.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're really like right in the front of the movie.
Yeah. Clara, how old do you think?
Like somewhere between the age of 16 and 20.
She was 32 and had been married for 11 years.
Oh,
She's currently 47. Yeah. She was born in 1973, was married in 1994.
so I guess that what I'm learning today is that my trivia barometer must be completely broken because I have been completely the opposite of everything that was the right answer today. So really glad that I don't have any schmodown matches in the foreseeable future because I'd be concerned for myself.
To be fair, I don't think the Schmodown is going anywhere near when was Stephanie Meyer born
That we know of yet.
that we know of yet. Nice Ladybird quote. Nice.
Thank you. I say that all the time and no one ever gets it.
Me too. I say it all the time, and Ladybird is a perfect movie. And
Have
you're
you made
watching it
Clara
right
watch Lady Bird yet?
now. No, but she's watching it eventually.
There's a list of movies that I have to watch.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, one of them is Scream. I'm hoping that maybe by the end of the holiday weekend, we could do
Yeah.
a watch along because it's one of my
I would-
favorite scary movies.
I would grab the Blu-ray, but you're in my way. So
Oh, sorry. Which one
That's
is
not a nice way to say it, Trevor.
it's the one that says Scream on it.
Hey, buddy,
There's a lot.
I'm going to put you down now because I got to
Okay.
clean the countertop so I can cook on it now.
But yeah, I don't know. The Twilight films are just confusing to me. Like I don't understand. I honestly don't understand. They lost me and then they just get to the point where it's just like these are characters that you're supposed to like, but you don't, and they're just doing stuff without like a coherent, thought out plot.
By
That
Breaking
seems like-
Dawn Part 2, like I did like start to really like the characters. But like you have to want to. which
Dasher,
is-
are you
yeah.
Team Edward or are you Team Jacob?
He's team crazy eyes.
Right. His eyes are just they're so all over the place. This is the cats plus Twilight
Take a
segment.
cat.
Okay, so would our cats be like vampires in love with children, or would they be humans in love with really old vampires?
You know what? I think our cats would rebel against the confines of the Twilight universe and they would be vampires that are BFFs.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think Dasher right now is just like one of the eggs. he's still
That's going to be a 2021 quote from the basement. We should go through, scrub all the episodes, find the weirdest and stupidest things that I've said, and then we'll add just one little quote from Trevor.
Are you a little egg? Are you a little vampire egg? You a little egg?
He's a year old. He isn't a baby.
A year old is still a baby.
Well, he's not like a like.
We still
A
call him
tiny
baby
baby.
cat. We still call him baby cat.
I call him potato cat.
Oh.
He doesn't like you very much.
He looked right at me. It was so cute.
And then he swatted me in the face.
You know what else is really cute about babies, Trevor? I love how he just somehow disappears completely when that happens. He just goes somewhere.
I don't. I still associate it with the moment of cannibalism.
Oh, I forgot about that moment. Oh, cannibalism. That doesn't seem like an appropriate topic.
No, especially not when we're talking about vampires. Ugh.
That's the other interesting thing. So they eat animals, which I actually love animals. And I'm kind of more, again, this is a totally fictional universe because in real life, I would never ever propose something like this. But I kind of agree with how Edward was in like the 1920s or whatever, where he's like, I'm just going to find people that are trying to like assault people and rob them and
Yeah.
are murderers. And I'm going to eat those people because deer are so cute and fuzzy and sweet. And they eat deer.
I want that movie where it's just like Dick Tracy but vampires.
Okay, we have two spec scripts we're writing clearly.
But just like imagine that. Claire, you haven't seen Dick Tracy, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay. It's actually like really fun.
It is. It's so fun, and I'm sad they took it out of IG because it's such a
Yeah.
great rewatch.
It's just like a fun like gangster movie with like really deformed Dustin Hoffman. And it's like it's great. Is Al Pacino
I only know who he is because of Friends.
who's
Oh my gosh, that's great.
That's where all of my pop culture knowledge comes from.
yeah. You know Danny DeVito as the cop at Phoebe's
Yes.
birthday. Yeah. Also great as the Penguin. Even if Batman Returns isn't that good of a movie. Hot take.
Hey, it's okay though. At least she knows who Paul Rudd is.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. Um yeah, it's still so weird to me that he was in Friends. Like
I know, right? He doesn't seem old enough.
yeah, that just seems like a weird yeah, it just feels weird that like Paul Rudd of all people was in Friends. It's just
We have
it's a weird thing.
a muffin
Muffin,
appearance.
by the way. A muffin appearance. Nice.
Uh-oh. They're both on the counter now.
Ooh. Can we pan the camera?
Yes, hold on.
See,
Let me move my shortbread cookies.
Cats. All right. Better than Tom Hooper's cats. Saying it right now.
Of course he does. Although I need to go scooch it because it is on the edge, like half off of the island, and I'm worried he'll fall.
Yeah. Dude had to do with Dasher's bed. He was like hanging off of like the couch on this bed. He's just chilling. Like I don't think they understand when they're like about to fall off of something.
Oh no, Sir Pounce will fall asleep on my lap on a blanket, and then he'll slowly start like sagging, and I'm holding him from just falling on the ground eventually.
Yeah. He's still sleeping.
Hi,
You're like,
kitty.
he doesn't care.
So I have another question about Twilight.
Ooh.
Would you ever let your young daughter watch Twilight without a big conversation afterwards?
Probably not. That doesn't seem like a smart idea to let someone watch Twilight
Just
at
anybody.
a young age.
Honestly, just anybody. Nobody should watch Twilight without a conversation afterwards. I don't care how old you are.
It's a pretty good rule.
There must be a conversation after Twilight.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, it's a thing.
I mean, I
What
don't
about
think
you,
it should
Mara?
be erased because I think that it's important to talk about things that are kind of problematic, whether it's on the spectrum of like imaginary vampire old men and werewolf jerks and stuff, or other things like Song of the South, where it's like, hey, we should have conversations about these movies for
Yeah.
vastly different reasons. But
Birth of a Nation. Yeah.
Oh, anyways, yes. Did not think that was going to come up in the Thanksgiving week edition. Sorry, everybody. Oh, look, Dan brought me breakfast. Thanks, Dan. There's a cat in a box, Dan. Oh, but anyways, I would definitely allow my imaginary child to watch it, if not for the fact that I would derive amusement of like trying to see if I raised my child well enough that like they could make those determinations on their own, and that they were asking me the questions afterwards, like, Mom, that wasn't okay, right? And then I'd be like, all right, I did this one right. Let's just hope we don't screw up the next one.
Parenting advice. I have a third spec script. The Twilight crossover with What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh.
No, don't ruin What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay, but honestly, just like a cameo. Like Edward just like shows up in the background. Like he or like maybe he tries to get into the house and they're just like, nah, mate. No.
Okay, I can see that.
We don't want
I
you
like
here.
it.
Let's see
Also,
what we do in
Robert
the shadows
Pattinson.
now.
What We Do in the Shadows is so good. I haven't seen the
It is,
TV
it's
show,
so
but like
good.
the movie is amazing. Have you seen the TV show, Mar?
I have not. TV is hard.
TV is very hard. We agree on that. honestly though, I could see Robert Pattinson doing that. Like if he was allowed, he would totally do that. Even if it wasn't like explicitly he's Edward, like he would people would get it if he like showed up. Uh I think that'd be really, really funny. Taika would do it. Like I think we
Oh
can make
yeah.
this happen. Taika would be so for that.
I mean, I've got an in.
I know you are Taika Waititi's close personal friend. Claire, do you know this story?
No, I don't know.
Uh, you know what? I'll reserve that story for when we're offline, just so that way any
That's fair.
reactions are not captured on video, just in case. I wouldn't want to embarrass anybody, like myself. Anyway, but
Okay, that's fair.
I think like Robert Pattinson seems to have a very balanced perspective on Twilight now, because I know
Yeah,
that there was like a period of time where it's like he was never gonna not be the Twilight guy, and I can get the frustration there, because you're like, come on, this was the role that I should take, that I did take, that gave me a meteoric rise to stardom, and then it's like going to punish me for a while. But I think that it was a gift ultimately, because he
yeah.
has so much money, just so much money, and now he can
And
do
now he can do what he
movies.
wants.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. Like, granted, he's going to be the Batman, and I think that's a smart career move, especially because he believes in that
Mhm.
project. Like Matt Reeves, great person to spearhead it and stuff. So I'm excited. But doing things like, uh, my
Good time.
brain's broken. Thank you. Good time. I was like, it's
Good time.
neon. Everything's
The
neon.
Safdie brothers in The Lighthouse. I adore The
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
Yeah, and he
Um,
couldn't do movies like that unless he was like, I am already just my
I'm a
bank account
vampire.
will never die. I can do whatever I want and believe in projects and support small artists, and I think that's awesome.
You even
So
have to
Twilight
like
gave
think
us
like
that.
his like the residual like paychecks. Like he's still getting paid for Twilight.
Oh yeah,
Like he's still getting paid.
he's never
Also,
going to
okay.
stop getting paid, because there's just going to keep being new generations of people that love it.
Uh, wait. Let's see how Twilight never stop. Stop. I'm trying to make a pop star joke. Twilight never stopping. Yeah. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can make this work. Never stop. Having weird relationships. I yeah. It's just it's an enigma. I mean, and I don't think that they are the worst things ever. I think that there are things to like about them. They're just
I think
also
they're
very
better than Kissing Booth.
yeah, oh yeah, 100%. Like their Metacritic scores are all between like 44 and 56 for all 5 movies. Like they're all like pretty solidly like eh. But but like yeah, it's a thing. Mara, how much do you think? So I was in Target the other day, as you do. So there is a 5 movie Twilight box set. How much do you think it was?
Is it DVD or Blu-ray?
Blu-ray,
$20.
$10.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah,
Did you buy it?
I'm not yet. I'm
Yeah.
going to.
Yeah.
I because why not? But it's funny because like Cats is still like $20.
Oh, Watson and Holmes, that thing
But
is
yeah,
still probably like 34.99. Like, they're never gonna reduce
no,
that in price, and it's one of the worst
because
movies
it
ever
made
made.
like $2 in theaters. Like
We were
nobody
part
saw
of
it.
that $2. We saw it with
Yeah.
MoviePass.
Yeah. It yeah, it's isn't we're just completely tangenting, but MoviePass is coming back.
It seems to have risen from the ashes. Actually, this won't make any sense to anybody watching this show on Saturday, but Trevor, if you are tuning into Dan's live show today, the day before Thanksgiving, when we're going live on his live show that happens on Wednesdays live, subtle shameless plug for Dan. I think that I actually have a little snippet of news about that. That's breaking news,
Ooh,
because I'm in with Chloe, the director of marketing. So
nice.
I would tune in.
Nice. I will in the past because this is Saturday and not Wednesday. Time travel. Like
You know
I
what?
honestly
I should put in that segment that you, myself, and Dan recorded for the episode that didn't end up being able to have a segment put in it
Oh
because the
yeah.
clip was too long to just put into a show. And since we're editing this show before it goes out, and we were also talking about the past and the present, and it was all weird, I should put that
Yeah.
clip in.
Because you were flying, right?
Yeah.
That was like the second or third episode, and you were flying. That's the episode where Wit and I just like talked for an hour about 70s TV superhero movies.
It was awesome. I was listening the whole time until I had to go through TSA and stuff, and then I had to stop, and then I went back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an awesome episode. I should leave you guys in charge more often.
I think we just talked about like the 1978 like Doctor Strange and like the David Hasselhoff like Nick Fury movie from the 90s. We were just that's pre MCU superhero stuff, especially like on TV, is so weird. Like it's just like it's the weirdest stuff. I mean,
So I know that you guys have to go pretty soon, but I have a final question that I think is probably one of the most important questions I'll ever ask Clara.
oh,
What is your favorite ballet movie?
Oh. I honestly haven't seen that many, but
We can fix this.
yes, we need to fix that.
I love all the ballet movies.
what's
I've
your
read like
favorite?
the plot things for a few of them.
For like the critical elements, it's definitely Black Swan, of course.
course.
But
Yeah.
like the guilty pleasure watch is maybe Center Stage. Like it's just like the perfect of its time dance movie.
My favorite is The Red Shoes. From
Wait,
1940.
when did you watch that one with them?
I don't know. I watched it. I watch movies a lot.
You can check your Letterboxd. I bet that'll tell you when.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll not disclose that information with you. Insert Mission Impossible quote here. Can either confirm I can neither confirm nor deny the details of any operation without the permission of the secretary. Did I get it?
I think it's secretary's approval, but yes, I believe that is
Okay.
so darn close to verbatim, Trevor. Very proud.
But yeah, I really like The Red Shoes, and the Criterion comes out in like 2 weeks on
Cool.
4K.
Ooh, you say. I've been shook.
Criterions are the best. But yeah.
Oh my
Also,
gosh,
have you
yeah.
seen the movie Leap?
I have
Oh,
not.
yeah, I saw that one like a really long time ago.
There were like Target has like 5 copies that they've been trying to sell for $1 for like the past 4 months, and nobody, oh, you have Citizen Kane.
Okay, hold on. Here's the thing. This is not at all throwing shade on Criterion, by the way. They're an amazing organization. So we ordered the 4K, but they accidentally sent us the Blu-ray. But then when Dan contacted them about like, hey, I just want to check and make sure like I ordered the right thing and you sent me the right thing, just checking. They were like, there's actually some sort of massive problem with the 4Ks and the Blu-rays. And so we have to send this Blu-ray back because it's like unplayable or something. Like there's something wrong with it. So they sent out a whole bunch of Citizen Kane discs that have some sort of problem, and feel so bad for them because of course that's like a logistical nightmare and it's expensive and stuff, and they're
It was like
so
the
committed to quality and stuff, but
biggest release
eventually the
ever.
4K will arrive.
Yes. Yeah. Because it was Citizen Kane and Mulholland Drive, and then Menace to Society were like the first big ones, and Uncut Gems, and then the
Yes,
Red
we got
Shoes
that
was
one.
17th. Nice. And then A Hard Day's Night and The Piano are in January, which I'm very much looking forward to. But we've completely
Christmas money.
within 30 minutes we went from Twilight to the Criterion Collection. That's impressive.
Okay, who would have predicted at the beginning of this conversation that we would go from Twilight to Citizen Kane, and organically?
Yeah, like not even forced. Like we went from like one of the most like laughable films of all time to like arguably the greatest.
What happened? Sorry. Is she okay? I know, but sorry. You know how every once in a while a cat gets a little underfoot and just like a little microscopic amount of you steps on a little microscopic amount of them. It happened. She's fine, but I heard a noise, so I reacted. I'm sorry. Everything's fine.
Cats are very precious and they must be protected.
Yes.
So
Yes, and accidents happen, and she's totally fine.
good.
But yeah,
Well,
I honestly think it's Clara's influence. That's how we ended up somehow steering ourselves. because you and I would have just ended up in some weird like Vonnegut like territory. We would have gotten existential and we would have gone off the beaten path completely and
What's the
just
meaning
abandoned.
of Twilight?
Exactly.
Dude,
It has no, that doesn't
it has no
have-
meaning. Yeah. Well, I think that's a good. I think Twilight has no meaning is a good note to end the segment on.
It seems pretty accurate, insightful, and I'm proud of us. I'm really proud of
Yeah.
us.
We got 30 minutes out of Twilight.
We just got an FYC box from Tick Tick Boom. I have to go.
All right.
I'm gonna end this part of our segment. Thank you again so much for joining us, Clara. You have to make sure you come on the basement proper for a live show at some point. Obviously, your parents' permission is required. They give Trevor permission, but I want to make sure that they're okay with you. And as we're preparing for the American Thanksgiving holiday, I want to say that I have been so incredibly thankful for getting to know you both this year. I didn't know that I had a clone, but it's been really meaningful to me to know that a piece of me is out there in the world somewhere. And to see your love of movies, Trevor, and give me faith in young people and the fact that they can love cinema and not just big budget blockbusters. So thank you both for that.
Yeah, we're very thankful to have gotten to know you. It's been really nice getting to know you and Dan both, and just getting to talk movies with you guys and the show.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for the show. It's been
I'm
a
also
fun
thankful for the show.
staple. This is episode 16 now.
Yeah, it's
We're
as
getting
old
up
as
there.
you.
Oh, that's yeah. We've done as many of these shows as I've been alive.
It's pretty perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should just quit while we're ahead.
Yeah.
I'm
Actually,
joking.
we're even. So
There you go. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to round out this segment by clicking the end broadcast button. So very just smoothly transitioning to the next thing.
Hello, basement. You just saw me for like the past hour. I don't know. You saw me for the past little bit. But this is past me talking to past Dan and Mara, but now this is present after the previous present. Timelines are fun. Dan and Mara, how are you?
We're good.
Doing well, thank
We're in the
you.
air right now.
Yes, we're flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally,
Time
right
travel.
now, this is an airplane. I had my set moved to the airplane just in case.
This is actually a lavatory. It's much more spacious than they usually are.
Exactly.
Yes. You just built it out, you know.
I did.
You bought your own private jet.
Yes.
Oh, if only.
Absolutely.
I wish.
That'd be really fun to have like
would
a
be.
private jet with a recording studio.
If I were to play, I'd say 3,000 to 4,000 more Schmodown matches, then maybe I would be able to afford that.
A used Cessna.
A used Cessna
Or a
that we could
Piper.
not afford gas for. Yeah.
Yeah. That's our next donation goal.
Yes. It's
Yes,
a used
for
Cessna
Money
level.
for the private jet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
But we wanted to make sure that Mara and Dan could be a part of the show because they're flying right now. So we have a game. We have a fun game.
We do.
Hey, got the clip.
Let it haunt your dreams.
Yep. Mara, do you want to tell everybody what game we're doing?
Well, surprise, surprise. Back by popular demand every single week now until the end of time is the Letterboxd movie game. It's continuing to evolve, and Dan is a good sport.
Oh, yes. You're learning the first rule of doing a show on the internet, which is that if something works once, you have to do it every
Over and
time for the
over
rest
and
of the
over
life
again.
of your show.
Every single time.
Yes.
It's also really fun.
Yeah.
It is. It's a fun game. So we'll play that game for a little bit. This is the end of the show, everybody. Which is weird because we haven't done the beginning yet.
That is true. It's really weird.
Well, it's the end for us.
Yes. So Mara, do you just want to go back and forth?
Yeah, do you want to start?
Sure. I'll
And you can
start.
pick anything you want, and I've still probably got like 20 more on my phone.
So these are real Letterboxd reviews.
These are real Letterboxd
And I'm
reviews.
guessing the movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it's gonna get just like we did with Brandon and Sabrina. It'll get like easier as we go on.
Yeah,
Okay.
progressively more identifiable information for what the movie is.
All right. I love it.
Yes. I don't know how many of these we're gonna do. Just as many as we want.
All right.
Until he runs
This-
out of patience, or he's like, I have to pee.
Or my marker goes dry.
Or that.
Yes. It's this is going to be all over the place, so it'll be saved in the edit. All right. Your first review. This one only has 2. Your first one. Michael Bay said he walked out of the premiere of this movie because it had too much sex in it, but we all know it was actually because of the lack of explosions.
It had too much sex in it?
That's according to this Letterboxd reviewer what Michael Bay said.
What movie would Michael Bay go to that doesn't have explosions? That's a question.
It could be a question. Well, if you need a little more information, we're happy to provide
I
you
just feel like
another
it's fun
review.
if I provide a guess. Like, what's a movie with a lot of sex in it that he would
50
go to the
Shades of
premiere? I'm
Grey?
going to say 50 Shades of
No
Grey.
way.
Yeah, I'm gonna. No, Michael Bay would totally go to the premiere of 50 Shades of Grey.
That movie
you know
would
he
have been
would.
so much
would.
better with explosions.
All right, so yeah, 50 Shades of Grey is my first guess.
You're way off. You can have the second clue.
All right.
Unintentionally watched this on Mother's Day. Shout out to the moms.
Shout out to the moms. Mother's Day.
Can I give a small clue?
Uh-huh.
This is a remake.
Remake.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Is it Friday the 13th? Is it the Michael Bay
is
remake
Friday
of
the
Friday the 13th? Wow.
Sure is, as Robert Parker would say.
Too much sex in it? Jeez.
Yep.
Love it.
All right, Mara, you got the next one?
All right. I'm going to start out very vague,
Okay.
but mostly because of the movie. Now, this is art.
Now this is art.
4 simple words and punctuation.
I mean, I feel like it's something ironically that's not art, but it seems like somebody might write that about a movie like, I'm going to say Midsummer.
Okay.
Can I throw out a guess? Because I haven't seen these.
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah, you should guess on these because they're on my phone. You haven't seen any of them.
Yeah. Can I say the Emoji Movie?
You can say that. Of course you can.
All right.
That's my guess.
The
All right.
ironic, yeah.
This is the 3rd time my wife has made me watch this. She must be punishing me for something.
Okay, just a minute. Let me see if I can.
That could actually also apply to
I think it's
Midsommar.
still Midsommar. I'm still going to say Midsommar. I'm saying maybe it's still I'm checking Midsommar. I'm putting a check mark next to it.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
say The Notebook.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one. All right. Peter Berg leaves his crummy fingerprints all over my beloved boat genre.
Peter Berg did a boat movie?
Peter Berg leaves his crummy fingerprints all over my beloved boat genre.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, the last
No, that
review
doesn't-
will help.
I didn't know that the boat genre was beloved.
Sure is.
He wasn't a director, but I'm writing down Speed 2 Cruise Control.
This makes this last review even better. All right.
I have no guess.
Wow, Titanic 2 sure was weird.
Oh. Okay, well, there is legitimately a movie called Titanic 2, but I don't
There
think
is.
this is what this is.
How about I give you one more piece of identifying information? It's part of another review. A summer blockbuster in 2012. So cheesy yet epic. Ironically, I used to think that word cheesy was insulting, but now I've come to accept it.
2012 summer blockbuster.
Okay, well, I was 7.
Quiet you. Working with a boat.
And Peter Berg.
Peter Berg. Titanic 2. Boat. Summer blockbuster. 2012.
Would you like one more hint?
Yeah, because I wrote down Deepwater Horizon,
Yeah.
which is obviously not the correct answer.
Board game.
Oh.
I'll let Dan get this one. I absolutely know.
You
it.
sunk my battleship.
Ding ding.
Oh, it's Battleship.
I'm sorry. I
Peter Berg
legitimately
direct
thought that was easier than it was. This game is not intended to stump people. It's
No,
supposed
I
to be
would
fun.
I would feel like I was being punished if you made me watch that movie 3 times.
Right?
Whose wife is making them watch it 3 times?
That's
Someone who loves Taylor Kitsch, I guess. I don't know.
yes.
You need a divorce. That's that.
I agree.
Relationship advice from a 15-year-old is what everybody needs, but I feel like I have grounds there. All right. You want me to take the next one?
Yes.
All right, Dan. These Home Alone movies certainly took a dark turn.
These Home Alone movies certainly took a dark turn.
I love this one.
I'm gonna say Saw for the first one.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a guess. You're incorrect though.
Okay, it's not
The
Saw.
next clue.
Okay.
Never thought I would hate an old blind man.
Oh. I'm guessing number 3 might have had something to do with a turkey baster because I wrote "Don't Breathe."
Don't Breathe is correct. The sequel's coming out. No turkey baster, I believe.
Yeah, he's like a good guy now, which
I don't know. The final clue was this totally felt like a baby of 10 Cloverfield Lane, and it follows. If 10 Cloverfield Lane artificially inseminated, it follows and held it captive in a basement for 9 months.
There you go. So it's a reference to a turkey baster.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Literally the reason why I don't
sorry.
own that kitchen implement and never will. I'll just use a spoon.
Fair.
All right. In space, literally everyone can hear you tell and tell and tell and not show for 2 hours of tedious science porn in crap 3D.
So, bad sci-fi movie.
See, I'm going with a good sci-fi movie. I wrote The Martian.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm going to say... Man, I don't know.
Because Interstellar wasn't in 3D.
Right. I don't know what would have been in 3D. Know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say the Phantom Menace 3D re-release.
That's a good one.
Wow. All right. Second one. No offense, but Wizards of Waverly Place did this entire concept first in the season 1 episode Disenchanted Evening. By the way, I have to omit certain words in some of these reviews because they overtly give away what it is.
So, talking in space, 3D.
In Wizards of Waverly Place.
Disenchanted Evening. Okay, I'm still stumped. I don't have a guess.
All right,
I saw
last one.
episode of... I was going to say I saw one episode of Wizards of Waverly Place when I was a small child.
So 3
was
years
not a
ago.
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That math checks out, actually. Yeah. Okay.
All
let's
right.
move on.
This is simple and elegant and very clear. My dad got so excited when he started growing potatoes.
That is The Martian.
I never said it
It is
wasn't.
The Martian.
Oh, all right.
I never said it wasn't.
The Martian.
Good job, Dan.
Yes, The
Yay.
Martian. Wow, you got her from the start. Well done.
I just know
So you're...
I dealt with a lot of the contrarian opinions on The Martian, and it was cool to crap on that movie for a long time. So it just seemed like something someone would say on Letterboxd.
For sure. People don't like movies on Letterboxd for some reason.
They don't. Many people don't.
All right, Dan, you ready?
Yes.
The sexual tension between a president and a terrorist has never been more extreme.
Sparks were flying between Harrison Ford and Gary Oldman in Air Force One. I'm thinking it's Air Force One.
I'm not going to be tricky like Mara. You're correct.
Hey.
You've
Kiss
got to hear
already.
the rest of these, though.
Yeah. What were the other reviews?
Not as good as that episode of The West Wing where the landing gear broke and they had to repair it mid-flight without the press corps knowing about it.
That was a great episode.
It was. I thought you'd appreciate that review specifically.
Yep.
And the last one, I
And,
didn't write it, but I swear I could have.
Sorry, too unrealistic. No way Harrison Ford is on a plane for 2 whole hours and it doesn't crash.
Oh, that's great.
That is totally something I would say.
That's great. That's great. To be fair, it does, but that's still great.
Yeah.
I like that.
Awesome. Okay. The first R-rated movie I ever snuck into. Bought tickets for Moonrise Kingdom and then promptly saw this instead. A nice lady even pretended to be my guardian when a nosy usher asked to see my ticket. Good times. I hope she's doing well.
Okay.
So Moonrise Kingdom.
Well, I can at least this sort of narrows it down to a range of dates
Mm-hmm.
or thereabout. All right.
Right.
Can't really hazard a guess based on that, but okay.
Well, yeah, because it would be Moonrise Kingdom was 2012, right?
I think 11 or 12.
Pretty sure it's 12. I don't know when it was released in 2012, though. Okay.
All right.
All right. If this movie was a person, I would kill it, turn myself in, and walk into prison with my head held high.
Whoa.
It's quite something.
That's a thing that somebody put on the internet.
Okay. If it was earlier, I'd say The Happening, but I think this is too late for The Happening. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. I've got two more.
Okay.
Okay.
We watched 50 minutes of this, got bored, and skipped to the point where he gets split in half and dies, cheered, and turned it off. The look on your face, Trevor.
I'm gonna wager a guess that I have not seen this movie. Yeah, again, if it was 2012, I would have been 7. Probably didn't see this. Oh, okay.
I don't know. Okay.
All right. How this movie got made. Writer. Don't you wish there was a movie about a teddy bear that screws a human? Answer, yes.
So that would be Ted.
It would be Ted.
This is his head.
Yeah. The teddy bear movie.
I was
Wow, that one
completely
person was
going-
really not a fan.
No, not a fan.
Yeah, my brain was on a horror movie track.
Well, yeah, I mean, the split in half thing definitely
Yeah.
screams horror at first glance.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay, Dan, you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
All right. The last 10 minutes of this movie, greater than The Godfather.
Oh my god. Okay, I have a guess.
If you get this, I'll be incredibly impressed.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Is it Sausage Party?
It is not, but that's totally a Letterboxd thing to do.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
totally a
Okay,
Letterboxd
so it's
thing.
not Sausage Party.
It's
Thought I
not.
might have had it. Okay.
All right. Your next one. Patrick Swayze's hands and shoulders in this made me believe in God.
Dirty Dancing.
It is Dirty Dancing.
Hey.
From Sausage Party to Dirty Dancing.
Yep.
Solid path there.
They both involve forbidden love.
They do.
Yeah, that's very true. All right. Mara, you got this next one?
I do. All right. These movies are exactly what everyone pretends the Star Wars prequels are.
My guess is the Hobbit trilogy.
My guess was Tomb Raider.
Okay.
All right.
Don't know
The,
why.
the next one is 4 simple words. Great wigs, beautiful wigs.
I think that still fits the Hobbit trilogy. I'm gonna stick.
Probably.
There's a lot of good wigs in the Hobbit trilogy.
All
I'll
right.
just throw out another thing. I'll say Divergent. Don't think that has.
Oh.
Divergent's a good one. A lot of great wigs in that one.
On a scale from Viserys Targaryen to Smaug, how well can you handle being covered in melted gold?
Yeah, the
But-
Hobbit trilogy.
But
Wow.
it's one of the films, so
Oh,
you
I
have to
see.
pick which one.
I see. It's one
Oh.
particular film.
This is actually Ready Player One. But
This
Ha!
is The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug.
Indeed, it is.
well done. All right. You ready?
I am ready.
All right. Oh my God. I have a headache, but it's the best headache I've ever had.
Well, with the headache part, I was thinking some Transformers film, but I don't think anyone would ever say that a headache from a Transformers film is the best headache they've ever had.
Have you ever met JTE?
True. Or Roka.
Yes, or Roka.
I'm going to say someone was being clever about The Hangover.
Oh, that's funny.
That is very funny. It's incorrect though.
Okay.
Unfortunately. All right. I didn't read this one until now. Tell me you wouldn't cry too if your son grows up to be Casey Affleck.
Oh.
So much Casey Affleck hate.
Also
on
headache
Letterboxd.
inducing. Interstellar.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The last review was man, I freaking wish this planet were going to be around long enough for Jessica Chastain to figure out a way to get us all the F off of it.
Oh, I love people.
Eureka.
Murph.
All right. The first one I have is the last line of this movie is literally, I love you, Daddy. Oh, Muffin looks so cozy back there, honey. Oh, it's like she just said, I love you, Daddy.
Armageddon?
You have a guess, Trevor?
I do not.
All right. The next one. A good lesson on the importance of contract law.
I still have absolutely nothing.
Don't worry, the third one is of paramount importance.
50 Shades of Grey.
Is that going to be your go-to when you don't know?
There's a whole scene where they're in a contract. They're doing contracts.
Yeah. Cover your ears / remove your headphones, Trevor. What are butt plugs?
Yes, exactly.
Anyways, okay, you're good.
Oh, but before you say the third one, I have a preemptive guess.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Just spent the whole film thinking about how Robert Pattinson would be the perfect Eric, given that he has experience in working with mermaids and all.
Little Mermaid. Yep.
Yeah.
It is very important. Read the fine print.
Yeah. It's very true. All right. Where do I wanna go with this? Let's see. All right, Dan, you ready?
I am ready.
All right. I saw this as an in-flight movie and started hoping the plane would crash.
Well, I'll
Hopefully
do this.
That's that one.
I'm sure this isn't what it is, but this once happened to me on a flight. I watched this movie and it was so bad. I wished I could walk out of the movie. Entourage. The movie.
Oh my God! Wow.
It's so terrible. I regretted my life choices.
Hopefully, because you guys are flying right now. Hopefully, this does
Yes.
not occur.
Right?
Make good movie choices. All right. This is undoubtedly the whitest movie I have ever seen in my life.
That would also fit Entourage, but I don't have a guess. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Your next one. drinking for this movie every time someone says something so cliche or privileged that it makes you sigh. Take a drink. 20 minutes in, you're most likely not conscious. The perfect way to finish this film.
And don't worry, there's 2 more.
Yes, there are 2 more. This is a tricky one because it's just vaguely bad movie reviews.
I'm going to say Twilight. It's literally very white. They're literally the whitest you could possibly imagine.
They're very pale. Like I am now. These lights make me very, very pale. All right. Number 4. I want my brain cells back. Just brutally ripping this movie, people.
I'm staying with Twilight.
All right. And your final one. Woof. This movie walked so Emily in Paris could run. There you go. I turned down the lights a bit. I look a bit less vampire-y.
Ooh.
Is it La La Land?
You didn't say it
It's
right.
not.
La La Land.
How about this? It has
This movie.
Javier Bardem
movie
is in this movie,
ever.
right?
Yes, yeah.
Yep. So there you go.
At Vicky Cristina Barcelona, right?
No.
Trying to see if I can pull up.
Javier Bardem is in it?
I'm like 99% sure, right? Or am I wrong? I could be wrong. I've actually never seen this movie. No, yeah, he is.
Okay.
Viola Davis is in this movie.
Here's the most popular review currently on Letterboxd. The Netflix case claimed this movie
Oh no.
was one of the most scary moments of my life. In fact, this runs a lean 140 minutes, but on a deeper, more spirit, the Netflix case was correct.
I missed the first part of that Netflix
would,
quote.
Send you movies.
Yeah. What's the first part of the Netflix thing?
48 minutes, and I swear to you, the moment. What was that?
I missed the first part of the Netflix. What was it the Netflix case said?
The moment I read that.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I think we're having connection issues.
Oh, am I here?
You're here
You're
now.
here right now.
Yes.
Okay, cool. There wasn't any quote. He was just talking about how this, it said it ran 4 hours 48 minutes, and it's actually only 140 minutes, but on a deeper, more spiritual level, 4 hours 48 minutes is correct.
Oh, that's funny. It came out in the year 2010.
It's directed by Ryan Murphy, who I believe directed The Prom last year.
Yep, that's right.
Which, that was an interesting movie.
Ryan Murphy, Javier Bardem, and Viola Davis.
Well, I didn't give you the lead, like the protagonist, because that will.
Is that 9? No.
No.
Billy Crudup is in this.
Billy Crudup.
The lead actress is a wheel slice.
I am so lost on this one.
Well, the good news is Entourage, Twilight, and La La Land were all big mistakes. Huge.
Pretty Woman? Julie Roberts? Eat, Pray, Love?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sorry. That one wasn't like intended to be like tough. I thought that Emily in Paris would really would clue you in.
I just don't know anything about Emily in Paris other than the fact that it bought a bunch of Golden Globe nominations. So
well, I'm sorry. That's my fault.
No, that's all right.
Here, this next one, this is fun. And I know you're gonna know this one, Trevor, so.
Well, don't put that kind of pressure on me.
All right. I still can't believe this was directed by the guy who colonized America.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's a few different ones. I'll guess for right now, I'm going to guess Home Alone.
Okay.
I'll throw out Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The Home Alone was my first thought. I'll be different, though.
Don't you just hate it when your school accidentally has Nazi snakes in the basement? Shaking my head.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets.
Although I don't
Nazi
really know if the
snakes.
basilisk was ever a Nazi. I mean, I guess the pure blood thing, sure. Yeah.
The last one, by the way, is just imagining a young Tom Riddle trying to come up with anagrams to make himself sound cooler.
That's funny.
Nice.
Do we want to do one more each before we, I guess, get back to our in-flight menu?
Dan.
Yes.
Yeah. I was gonna ask Dan, do you want to try one game of the remake, reboot, sequel, crossover game?
What do you think? One round of Letterboxd or a reboot, remake, crossover, sequel game?
Up to you guys.
How about one of each? We'll be quick.
One of each. Okay,
Yes.
quickly one
All
of
right.
each. Yes.
All right. So is it my turn with the Letterboxd game?
Yes, it's your turn.
All right, here we go. Your first one. We turned it off because it made us too horny.
Are you going to say 50 Shades of Grey again?
No. I'm gonna say Sausage Party again. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
You're back now.
Uh-oh. You guys lose me? Okay. Your next one. I'm not attracted to a car. I'm not attracted to a car. I'm not attracted to a car.
I love his notes that he's taking. He just wrote down horny car.
Horny. Car.
Oh, you broke Trevor.
Cars 3.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Your final one. Currently accepting applications for a sugar daddy who will buy me a pair of the new Lightning McQueen Crocs.
Cars 2?
I was looking for cars.
That was my next guess.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Cars.
I'm so-
I thought you were going to
Hey,
go
you're
with
correct.
Oh, I get it. Horny. Like a horn.
I also do think though that there's a lot of people that have a fetishized opinion of Lightning
Oh.
McQueen.
100%. 100% there is.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Dan, you want to cross some things over and potentially remake and reboot them, or?
Oh, I
make
was going to do
sequels or
one more
prequels?
myself as well,
Oh,
and
you're
then
gonna
we
do
were
one
going
more?
to transition
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Got it.
excited for you to hear this one, Trevor.
Okay.
All right, I have
Oh,
several.
okay.
All right.
I don't recommend watching this while eating lunch like I just did. And I swear if you put down Sausage Party, I'm going to walk away. But you could if you want to.
I said chef.
That's funny. I like that.
Okay.
All right. This is, and I'm not even a little bit kidding, one of the smartest movies I have ever seen. I had so much fun. If I die, it better be this extra. My favorite part of
Yeah,
that is
still Sausage
if
Party.
I die.
Yeah, if I die.
So this was written by somebody in college, right?
Yeah, exactly, right?
All right, I said Final Destination 5.
Ooh.
All right. Next one. Did Jigsaw just do a temporal pincer movement?
This is Saw 3? No, wait. Jigsaw.
All right, I got one more for you. This should help. Off-brand Mark Wahlberg, spelled Wahlburg, bullies an old man for an hour and a half with a heart.
Is that Saw 2?
It is Saw 2.
Nice.
I just love that someone clearly reviewed that after having seen Tenet.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, then now would you like to play this game?
Yes, let's do one of these. So it's remake.
Remake /
Remake
reboot.
/ reboot.
Yeah.
And then prequel / sequel.
Yeah.
Or crossover, which is 2 films.
Okay.
So you'll get 4 films, and you have to do 2 of them crossed over. One is a remake or reboot,
Yep.
and one is a prequel or sequel.
Yes. All right. Hit me.
All right. Here we
No.
go. Catch Me If You Can.
Okay.
Isle of Dogs. Promising Young Woman.
Ooh.
And Jaws.
Oh, man. Okay. Wow, this is
I'm
tough.
curious to see what you come up with. I tried
There's
to
so
make it
many to
incredibly
do.
abstract.
All right. So,
I know what I would do.
hmm.
I'll say it at the end. I know what I would do.
Okay.
I'm going to cross over
I'm kinda-
Promising Young Woman and Jaws, and it's going to be she lures the predators out to sea where they get eaten by a real predator.
You need to get out of my face right now. I'm not joking. That's
So,
exactly what I was going to do.
It's like to keep Bruce from eating the tourists, she feeds they're fed predatory men who are like up to shenanigans. So that's my crossover. That's Promising Young Woman and Jaws.
Wait, what's it called? Is it called Promising Young Shark?
It's called Promising Young Waters. Yeah.
I like it.
I can do better than that.
That's okay. We don't usually force titles. If you have
All
a
right.
title, it's
We
great.
don't.
You
So
don't
now
have
it's a remake or reboot, and then a prequel or sequel. I would remake Isle of Dogs, but it would be done in the style of Cats,
Oh my god!
so that
get
all
out
of the
my-
dogs
Get out of my brain!
are computer animated the way that the cats and cats were.
Oh my god.
And also, Ian McKellen has to play his
Ian
character
McKellen's a-
from Cats.
I was actually going to change them also
Yeah.
to cats and
Oh,
call
that's
it
even better.
Mainland of Cats.
Yeah. Which
Mainland
means,
of Cats.
by definition, then the prequel or sequel to Catch would be Catch Me If You Can, and the sequel. I think the sequel would actually be kind of fun. It would be like maybe fictionalized. It would be like he's on the trail of another hot shot forger,
Ooh.
and it's like a globe-trotting detective tale, like grizzled. Let's see, it's been that came out to this, so it'd be like the 90s now. So
Mhm.
like around the time of the web. The rise of the internet, like digital identity theft with Frank Abagnale, like 20 years older. Yeah, that's what I'm doing for that one.
And I like that because it's kind of a reverse perspective. You're seeing it from the chasing side rather than the chasee.
And it would be called, are you ready for this? It'd be called catchmeifyoucan.com.
Okay, that's way better than what I came up with. I was going to have it just straight up do the same movie all over again, but call it Catch Me If You Can Again, Nana Nana Boo Boo.
I think it should be Catch Me If You Can't.
Catch Me If You Can't. That's
Oh!
also good. That's also good.
Love it. Love it.
So there we go.
I think that's it.
All right.
Well, we have to fasten our seatbelts and put our tray tables
Yeah,
in the
we're
full
coming
upright
in
and
for a
locked
landing.
position. Flight attendant is very displeased with us using the lavatory for this long.
Yeah, they've really been unhappy with this whole situation, so we should probably go.
Dan kept on yelling 50 Shades of Grey. That's just
I did.
appropriate for a plane.
I did.
And sausage party. So
And
people
sausage
think
party.
that we're
Sausage
doing
party.
something we are not doing
All
in the
kinds of
lavatory right now.
shenanigans. Exactly.
Well, Dan, where can people find you?
On the internet.
Good job. Same here. Same for Trevor as well. And also, you'll
Yep.
find us back here again 1 week from today at 7 o'clock Central Time for a really fun episode of The Basement, because I don't know exactly what I'm going to be like next week.
It's going to be interesting. Yep.
It'll be fun.
Yep.
Maybe.
You might be having fun. I might not. I'm either going to be feeling wonderful or terrible. I don't know which.
We'll see.
We'll
Stay
see.
tuned. It's a
We'll see.
cliffhanger.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. And
Yeah.
thank you, Dan, for playing
Yeah.
the Letterboxd movie game.
My pleasure.
And we'll see everybody next week.
Yeah.
Bye. Is this the
Bye.
end of the show?
This is the end of the
Bye.
show.
Then I'm going to roll the
Yeah,
intro.
it's the end of the
He is.
show.
He's going to
I'm
do
going to
the
roll the
thing.
intro. All right.
He's going to do
Goodbye.
the thing. Bye. All right, Trevor, it's another day, another segment. We couldn't help it. It is 10:30 in the evening, and we had to talk about House of Gucci.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to go first, because your description
yeah.
just via text was hilarious.
Yeah. Okay, like I don't know what order this is airing in. What order are we airing our segments?
I feel like we'll do the first segment we filmed first, and then the middle segment will be the past segment that we talked about at the end of the first segment, and then this will be the last segment, I think, unless we do anything else after that, and then this will be the penultimate segment.
Yes, time.
Hi, buddy.
So you guys know who Clara is. So that's the name. So wait, there we go. So that works. Yeah, but House of Gucci. What a monstrosity.
Oh, by the way, should we do we want to keep this spoiler free? But I kind of feel like we kind of have to talk spoilers to talk about it, right?
Am I still here?
I was going to ask if I was still here, but you seem to be here now.
Am I here?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so spoilers. This is like, I mean, even like, yes, this was advertised as like, like a fun romp. And was it that? No. Can you hold that against a movie? No. Like, there's been like really fun trailers for really bad movies. That doesn't inherently make the movie bad. But like, this was like as far away as you could possibly get from the vibe of the trailer was this movie. This was so dull. Like, I feel like nothing happened. Like and that's not even true because like so much happened, but by the end of it, I felt like nothing happened. Like I was left with nothing from the movie. And like the cinematography was a disaster. Like it just like it didn't do anything like fun. It was just like we're gonna show a thing, and it was like grayer than like a Marvel movie. Like everything was so muted. Like in a Gucci movie, I want things to like pop off the screen, and everything was just like we're living in a depressed reality. Like this was everything that I didn't want this movie to be. The performances I thought were all terrible. I thought that
Really?
every single person was doing a different movie. Like every single performer was in it. I don't think that any of them meshed. I like nobody in the movie had believable chemistry. I didn't believe them as a family. Like they didn't
As a what?
as like a family.
Sorry, if I'm asking you to repeat yourself, it's not because I didn't hear you.
Yeah. But like nobody had like chemistry with like they felt like they were all just kind of sectioned off in their own little movie without like any of them vibing, and like all of them didn't feel like real performances. They just felt like caricatures of a performance.
Oh, see, I felt like Jared Leto was the biggest caricature, but I felt like the rest of them were more heightened versions of people. And I thought Pacino was in rare form and like the good kind, because I was looking at Dan like the minute that Jared Leto actually started talking, we just locked eyes with our eyes as wide as humanly possible. Like, why is he really bad and Al Pacino's really good? Like, mind reading each other.
Yeah.
Oh, Papa! Oh, I'm Luigi from the video game.
Here's the thing though. I'm convinced that Jared Leto's still getting nominated because he did lots of acting. Like even if it was bad,
I will vomit in anger.
Happening. It's totally happening. Also, the Oscars love transformations. He had to give him an Oscar nomination just for that. Like
I think
I don't like it.
Makeup transformation more so than a hey you ate a lot of ice cream nomination. Oh no. Is it me or is it you?
It's if somebody.
Oh no.
Maybe.
Are you back?
Am I still here?
Yes.
I think so. Okay. I can just but no, so like I don't like disagree with you. I don't think that he is deserving at all. I think that he should win a Razzie, if I'm being completely honest. But like I like the Oscars have shown in the past that if somebody sits in a makeup chair and transforms to look like somebody else and then acts weird, then they'll give you a nomination. Like, so before I saw the film, I was predicting him winning. I don't think that happens anymore. Like the supporting categories are so wide open. Like, I honestly don't know. Like, I like at the start of the month, I had Ingenue Ellis for King Richard, and then Jared Leto for House of Gucci. After seeing both of those movies, I'm not entirely convinced anymore. Two categories are going, but like Jesus, like Jared Leto is so bad. Like I think the one performance I did appreciate was Adam Driver, because a lot of what he did was a lot subtler.
Sorry, not you, the cat.
Hey, I'm Italian. Like, because like even that's what Lady Gaga was doing. She was like, "Hey, I'm Italian. Look at me. I'm Italian, and I'm going to say Italian stuff." Like, like I don't know. But even like Adam Driver, I felt like was in a different movie than everybody else, and so was Lady Gaga. Like they were all like so comically out there, while not somehow not doing the same thing. And like this movie is so messy. It does not have
I think it
purpose.
has some pacing problems for sure.
Like we should have just that should have been our into their like relationship and watch as it rises and deconstructs, because like I felt like them getting together happened so fast that like I still didn't entirely believe it, and then their relationship falling apart just came completely out of nowhere, like with no kind of like hinting or anything. It was just like, so they have to get together, so they get together, accept it. That this is like Ridley Scott. Maybe should just stop making, like, I don't know. I was not impressed with this or Last Duel. Like like
I felt like
you've
they
done
both had some structural issues for definitively.
Yeah. I
enjoyed the movie besides Jared Leto. I mean, I think it has some flaws, but like I definitely don't regret having seen it, and I almost feel like I must watch it again, partially because I really want to just see when, number one, we had a really bad theater experience, like the worst ever. The people 2 seats down were talking loudly the entire time. And I mean loudly and the entire time. Like it was maddening. And I actually made a mistake when I was looking at the time for the film, and I thought it was about 35 minutes shorter than it was. So like it was getting to the point where Dan was about to explode, and I was just like, it's almost over. Like it's fine. So we moved over like as far as we possibly could, but you were never going to escape in any seat in that theater how loud those people were being. But I was like, it's fine. It'll be fine. And it turns out it was like 35 more minutes. So we were both just like fuming by the time we were finished with the film. And then obviously the Jared Leto of it all, but I kind of want to rewatch it. So I think that I'm definitely going to watch it again pretty soon.
My theater also, so I had 3 other people in the theater, and like everybody, like there were a couple of people who like one person left. Like it was my theater was not into it.
Wow.
So yeah.
Not even at that really emotional part when they had a baby.
Yeah.
I know you said the movie wasn't visually dynamic, but was it more or less visually dynamic than The Lawnmower Man? Did you notice also, by the way, in Italy, they had a gorgeous estate with many beautiful dogs. They didn't, however, have any cats that I noticed. I also saw them eat at a lot of expensive, fancy restaurants, but I didn't notice them enjoying any bagels or lox or any of that sort.
Arugula.
Yeah, I also noticed that they enjoyed playing games with one another. And eventually, Adam Driver told Lady Gaga to get the F out of his house. And then Cap said, language. Boom. Those are all our overlays that we have. Every one of them.
Yeah, you have a lot of fun with those, don't you?
I do. I really do. This is what happens when I drive.
Yeah. No.
Hi, buddy. Are you hungry?
I didn't care about the kid.
Oh no. I think we're having some connection
I think
problems.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is gonna be edited, so we can cut this, and I can leave and come back, and then we can like cut it.
Do you think it'll help?
I can try. See if something works. How am I now?
It's a little jumpy.
Okay. Yeah, I'll leave and come back and see if I can reset something.
Okay.
Editing.
Well, in case we actually air this unedited, because we might, who knows? I'll go back and I'll speed through it and see how messy it is. Because I never know, what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, and what is a delay on my end, a delay on his end. But while we know that you don't come here for a perfect show, we also do want to give you an enjoyable show, even if it's imperfect. Hi. Are you hungry? He eats in 45 minutes, and so he's just like, I want it right now. Except in that cute little cat way that he does. And Muffin is just glaring. Muffin, what does that look? Hold on. Muffin. Look at those eyes. Oh, she just fell down. Like, not hard, but the way that cats are supposed to be graceful, and she's just like, I'm not right now. This is me riffing. It's not going as well as I expected. I had a long day. Hi, cats. What? What? I know. He's just okay. So right now, I'm just sitting on the upstairs sofa that you've seen me on many, many times, and the cat is on the coffee table, and the computer is on a box and a computer stand, and he just keeps running around it and running around it and running around it, and then hitting the boom arm for the microphone. It's a whole thing. Hi, Trevor.
I blame the cats for internet issues, I think.
It's possible. So I riffed. So we might just keep it unedited. I don't know, but let's keep talking House of Gucci.
Yeah. Okay, I will say though, Jared Leto has only climbed in betting odds since the movie's released. So, Lady Gaga dropped like a rock though, and so did House of Gucci's chances for Best Picture. It's now completely out of the top 10, but Jared Leto's climbed up to number 2.
I don't think it had a chance of winning Best Picture based on what I saw, but I could have seen Lady Gaga possibly sneaking in a nomination, especially because, like, let's be honest, I think she got a nomination for A Star is Born because she's a fantastic and phenomenal vocal performer, and she had one scene where she cried pretty well, but the rest of the movie was a chore for me to watch her in, and it's my least favorite version of A Star is Born, and I hopefully will never watch the movie again. I don't mind listening to some of the songs, but they're still not my favorite songs per se, even though I generally like some of her music. But yeah, I thought she was at least better in this. Like, she clearly got some acting lessons.
Yeah, but it's also okay. So I know that it's like it's a role to go into, but it's also, as long as you're like a fairly competent performer, it's not that hard of a role to like mess up. I I guess, is for what she was going for. Like, she didn't go for anything too big or crazy. It was just like, I'm going to be like, kind of controlling and Italian. Like,
I mean, I
most
think there's a little
actors, I
more to
think.
it than that because, like, she was clearly manipulating him and the situation from the jump. Like, the second she heard his name was Gucci,
Yeah.
it was, I need to be as alluring as possible, but not like heavy handed. And I need you to want me and you to love me. And then I do
Yeah.
think she legitimately loved him because I think that the heartache was apparent when she's like confronting him, like teary eyed, like with a photo album of them and their daughter outside of the
Yeah.
house. Like, I didn't feel like it was over the top. It felt very authentic in the sense that, like, Oscar winning performances are sometimes incredibly lived in and what you would see someone really do. But a lot of times it is a little bit of nth degree, like grieving or celebrating or this or that because movies are heightened reality or else they're generally less interesting. And I felt like that would be something I could see happen on the street is like that woman go up to that man crying over their broken relationship. And it
Yeah.
felt pretty real. But oh man, my problem with the pacing is that they made the jump from that moment where it's like, okay, she is irrevocably broken by him. And then I immediately turn into like my, pardon the vernacular, but kind of like the really tacky, like trashy kind of wardrobe choices and the really interesting kind of look, the aggressive makeup look that they gave her. And it's like, I'm gonna kill my husband. Like that
Yeah.
turn was so like fast. I felt like I saw so much, like way too many minutes of she wants him to become part of Gucci. Is he really gonna become part of Gucci? Even though the movie's called House of Gucci.
Yeah.
Like I didn't need 20 minutes of will they, won't they have Adam Driver go run Gucci.
Right. Well, because again, we are like, we also in real life know that happens.
Exactly.
So,
Like the movie doesn't happen unless that happens.
right. It like, like there's no way that I could have like been able to know on screen that there was a time jump unless they put the date on the bottom of the screen. Like there's no discernible like visual like statement on whether it's like aging up the characters or like changing like the visual style just a little bit. Like it doesn't have to be like aggressive, but just like something that subconsciously lets us know, oh, this is a little different. And we can
I did feel like they did that through the fashion, if only because I might be a little more in tune with the difference between like 70s fashion, 80s fashion,
That's
and then
true.
like the very cusp of the 90s. But that is like something that only certain people are going to notice. And I agree with you. It should be a much more apparent change, either in like, color grading or the way that you're
Right.
shooting the scenes and framing them, or even a really minor offhand reference from a character, or like a needle drop, like a really obviously
Yes.
timed needle drop where it's like, I 100% know that this was the mid 80s. This was like 84, 85, maybe 86. This was the mid 80s or something like that. Like, I definitely see where you're coming from. It made sense to me, but it should make sense to everybody.
Yeah. And like I just, I came into this film pretty unfamiliar.
Me too.
With
I didn't know
the
like
story.
their detailed story. I just knew there was
Yeah.
kind of something about a murder for hire, but I didn't even know if it happened or if it was just a murder for hire that didn't get murdered,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, also, so is Patrizia still alive? Because if she is, her sentence ends next year.
She already got out of jail.
Ooh. Interesting.
Okay, so this is interesting. So I don't remember what year it was. I think it was in the mid to late 2000s. She actually was offered like a parole sort of like work release program, but she was basically like, I'm not working, and was like, I'm going to stay in jail. And then some years later, like I think 5 or 8 years after that, in the mid 2010s, she actually did do a version of a work release program, and she's like officially paroled. And the crazy thing is, she's super freaking rich again because she had like some amount of tens of millions of lira coming to her from like things related to the estate that she was still like entitled to. And then she had like $120 million with some kind of deal with Gucci that was like, in effect, that was not affected by her murdering her husband. And then she started designing jewelry and like handbags for some, I think, a European company. So she's like, she immediately went right back into the lap of luxury.
Wow. So she actually like it paid off for her to kill her husband. So moral of the story, everybody, kill your husband and you'll be rich.
That's the basement proper does not sanction any of these activities. These are the thoughts and opinions of Trevor and Trevor only. He has 2 human parents, and I'm going to speak with them after this. The shocker. Here's the thing. The final real twist is that your parents are both LMDs, and that they're not real people.
Yes, I think you're going to say that my parents are both part of.
But they can't be
I think you're
real.
going to say my parents are actually part of the Gucci empire. My mom actually Patrizia Gucci's daughter.
I found out also sorry, I hit the microphone. They had a second daughter as well. So for whatever reason, even though I don't believe the family was in any way consulted, they chose not to portray her in any way. So, I mean, and I didn't dig into that. It's not really my business.
I think Lady Gaga, Patricia's her character motivation is all over the place. We know that she wants she's trying to manipulate him and she wants to be rich, but then at other points it makes the film portrays that she doesn't care about the money and she just wants to have a life with her kid. It feels like her motivations are very blurry, I guess. I never got a real sense of her motivation.
Well, and it's a little even more muddy just in general, because from what I came to understand about her is that she actually was from a well-to-do enough family, that trucking business potentially may have had some ties to the mob. Again, that's not a confirmed thing, but they made enough money. So she wasn't upper crust type of socialite, but she was able to kind of be in their circles, which is how she met him, of course. But I think the thing was that she wanted power and the respect that comes with power. And of course the wealth was a bonus to that. But I think that she felt like being a Gucci was some sort of an esteem for you as a human being to be above or more important than other people, perhaps. And I think that there were parts of the movie where they were getting into that, but they didn't focus on it enough for it to be her primary through line. Because I agree, it kind of she was complex, and I think that can be good. It just didn't quite fit all together.
I think having complex characters is great, but you actually have to explore their complexity. You can't just say, so this character believes in this, but also this and this. Cool. No, let's actually explore all of the things they believe in, how they interrelate. You can't just tell us that the character is complex without that's not how it works.
No, I agree with you. And even though I enjoyed it, I recognize the deficiencies and the criticisms that are had. And I agree with some of them. Maybe I'm only 20% negative on the criticism, whereas you may be more 60 or 80%. But I absolutely see where it's not a perfect movie by any means. Even if you took Jared Leto out and put a competent actor in, it's still not, it still has some problems. It definitely has some problems.
And I think that was also one of the biggest things with me. I didn't enjoy this movie. I had no fun watching it. I thought that it was very overlong. And a story like this deserves this kind of runtime, but the way they spent the runtime was so all over the place that I feel like what the film was actually trying to get across, only half of the runtime was spent by it. So even though this story should have 2 hour 40-minute runtime, what you actually needed was only an hour and a half. So then what was the extra 50 minutes? And it just unnecessary.
Yeah. I
even though
I really am excited to watch it again because we got a digital screener. So I'm curious to see what I'll feel like. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Without you guys talking the whole time.
Yeah. No, I'd be curious to rewatch it too. I probably am going to rewatch it. Probably later on in the award season. because I like to rewatch everything nominated for an Oscar, like within like that, those 2 months or so, even if I have already seen it, just to refresh my mind. So like, and this should get a makeup and hair, and the costumes nomination. Like those were the two things that I was like really impressed by. But like this movie is just like it's not fun. Like like I found it like it was like a chore to get through. And like, you can have movies that are slow paced, but it has to be warranted and like, have like fun like visuals or like do something fun with the editing, do something fun with like the music choices. And like I didn't get anything. I guess I didn't get anything out of the movie. Like I feel like I didn't gain anything by watching the movie. Like any kind of like artistic interest or like, just having fun with it or like narrative interest. Like I just it did not work for me at all. Like this is going on this is the latest one after Home Sweet Home Alone to go on my like my burning hatred list.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I did tell Dan that the adults are going to have to rewatch that movie and take a drink every time you physically roll your eyes at Jared Leto. I don't know if we'll survive.
There were multiple times during the movie when I said very loudly, because there's 3 other people in the theater who were like I said, one of them left halfway through. Really? Which like, and one person actually joined in, which is really funny. They're like, "Come on!" After, it was
Part of me wishes that I saw this during the Movie Pass days, because we would go to the TCL, not the Chinese theater, like the big theater, but the smaller multiplex that they also had in the Hollywood and Highland area. And the bartender there was very friendly and very generous, and drinks were 2 for $10, which in LA is pretty wild. And oh my gosh, that is 100% a movie we would have seen there, and we would have just been going back to that lobby like a lot. And I feel like by the end of it, because sometimes we saw movies, we were the only people in the whole theater. So like we didn't talk during the movie per se, just because, we were watching it, but we were giggling, and I really would have enjoyed watching that movie. Because again, and we could walk there, by the way, just being very clear. We were responsible. We did not drive. But man, that would have been so fun to see there.
Yeah, it's just I can't with this movie. Like
That's fair.
I just can't. I
Oh,
feel
by
like
the
I've
way,
been
I can't wait to hear what you think. We watched Being the Ricardos last night. I really want to talk about it later.
Can you, Margot, so you can't say any kind of thoughts?
I think that it wouldn't be totally wild to say that my impression was both very different than what I expected to think about the film, and also it confirmed one thing that I expected to think about the film. That's probably all I should say.
Because Sorkin is hit or miss for me. I think that he's a bad director. Like I'll be completely honest. I think that he is one of the greatest screenwriters. I think that he's one of the greatest screenwriters in like this generation. Like he's one of the greatest working screenwriters. But he is not a good director. Like I think that Molly's Game and Trial of the Chicago 7 could have been like really good movies if they had like a competent director. And I don't think that Aaron Sorkin is a competent director. And maybe it's with this being his 3rd movie, I don't know if maybe he's like kind of found his footing, but like just get somebody else to direct your movies, because like I had fun with Molly's Game and Trial of the Chicago 7 just because like I really like his writing style. But like I couldn't get over just like how bland they were visually. Like every single thing except the writing. And then I think Jessica Chastain's pretty good, and there are a couple good performances in Trial, but like everything visually was just like pretty bad. I think at least. So yeah, I'm very
mixed
curious.
on both, more mixed negative in Molly's Game and mixed positive of Trial of the Chicago 7. But yeah.
It's so yeah, I'm curious about Being the Ricardos, but like it's been after House of Gucci plummeted like a dead rock. I
Aren't all
Being the
rocks dead?
Ricardos, huh?
Aren't all rocks dead?
No, they're very much some living rocks. You forgot about those ones.
I did.
It's the things from Frozen. So
The rock trolls, isn't that what they were called?
yeah, rock trolls. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. See, I've seen that movie.
But like Being the Ricardos, I believe, has taken up the Best Picture spot from House of Gucci. And the
It definitely has not. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, I know it has in terms of statistics, but I don't see that happening.
in the Sunset Circle Awards, which are one of like the biggest critics, like regional critics groups, predictors, nominated it for Best Picture, amongst many other nominations.
Hollywood does love movies about Hollywood, but I don't think this one. There are some elements that, even if you liked all of the content and you liked the technical aspects of it, there's one particular problem that I think is so glaring that I could not excuse that in order to make this movie win Best Picture. There's just not a way.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of stuff it does right, but the one thing it does really wrong is just like, I feel like it's just, you can't overlook it. Hi.
Does it have to do with either of the performances?
It might.
Okay.
One of them. The other one might be really good.
Interesting.
I probably said too much. This could be edited out. I don't know, because I honestly don't know what I'm allowed to say or not say. Luckily, this is not one of those movies, because there are some movies that Dan has to sequester himself and wear wireless headphones, because I'm not allowed to see or hear anything related to the film. And he has to sign a digital NDA to that effect. And so, like, he can't even watch it in another room with the sound on, because what if I might hear it just by accident? He has to watch it with wireless headphones in. It's crazy. This was not one of those, but like, I also don't want to say too much and actually, do anything improper. So
people have given star ratings on Letterboxd. So I
know, but we follow the rules, Trevor. We're rule people.
Okay.
The popular like YouTubers, for example, they break embargo all the time and no one cares, because YouTube makes money and they get people to go see the movie, so the movie makes money. But like, if Paul Nobody over, who has 25,000 regular views on a review or something, like that's what Dan can get, let's just say, and they break embargo, then they're going to get their video like flagged and get the ad money taken away or get it taken down entirely. It's a whole thing. But there's some problems with the overlords of the thing that's letting us do this right now, which I realize I've said too much. I said the name of it, which is bad, because they listen. That's why you never say the A word during videos.
Yeah.
For real, they listen to that. Like, if you talk,
really,
if you insult the mathematical thing that it starts with an A, you can get it's called ghost unlisted or something like that. I forget what it is, but it's a term that means that they can basically depopularize or move you down in what that formula uses to help promote people and link videos. Like, you get a suggested video thing or whatever, or you don't. So you hurt
you hurt the A word's feelings. So now
I haven't, but some people have. Plus, there was a whole big thing, a lawsuit regarding the fact that YouTube, for whatever reason, videos that had the tags related to certain people that we're talking about or that were members of the LGBTQ community they were like depopularizing their videos, and they were saying they weren't suitable for ads. And it's like, but they could give no actual reason why. And it's like, oh, okay, bigotry.
Glad we're doing that. Yeah. I know what, I won't say anything so we don't get depopularized.
This went down the rabbit hole. Again, thankfully this is edited. I cannot guarantee what will or won't make this make it into the show. And I'm also I'm a little punchy because I'm a little tired. So it might be about time to circle around House of Gucci and let it go down the proverbial basement drain, since you've put it through the ringer.
I hate this movie. If you liked it, I'm glad you liked it. I wish I could have liked this movie because I paid $20 and sat for 3 hours. But I unfortunately did not like it in the slightest. So
You didn't like the movie about family?
Yeah. No, I did not. Honestly, like every single installment in the Fast and Furious franchise was better than this.
I'm not able to speak to that, having not seen all of them. So I cannot challenge that with any degree of certainty.
Because like the Fast and Furious movies, at like even the stupidest Fast and Furious film, at least is like, I don't like hate watching it because it's so dumb. Like I hated watching this movie. Like there was nothing. It wasn't like bad in a fun way, I guess, which is like the worst kind of movie. When like, because bad movies that are like fun are like, okay, I can kind of get behind this, but this is like bad and like yeah. Ugh.
Well, hypothetically, if this is our last segment, is there anything that you would want to specifically plug? And if not, we'll just do it again if we tape another segment tomorrow.
Because the power of editing. Yeah, I do YouTube stuff, not at Clara because it's my sister. It's you guys met her. Trevor Mattson Talks Movies. I do a weekly Oscars podcast with my co-host Thomas. We get very in depth with everything going on in the world of awards. Why not? They're fun. So you can watch them if you want on Letterboxd at Trevor Mattson, because that is my name, not Clara.
Awesome. I lurk. People know where to find me, and I'm tired. So I think we're going to wrap up this segment and possibly the show.
Maybe.
If you guys saw House of Gucci, tell us what you thought about it. Were you more on leaning towards Trevor's perspective? Did you kind of enjoy it a little bit more? Were you leaning my end? Did you just straight up love it? Or were you like, I left, I just couldn't? I'd love to know. So
were you
leave
the
us a
person in my
comment.
theater that left? Were you?
Yeah. Or were you the other person that was like laughing along like, really? Yeah. So let us know in the comment section. We will
imagine.
We are discussing not formally taking off the weekend of Spectacular and potentially putting out a pre-recorded show the day before, which would be the 3rd of December, Friday. This is not confirmed yet, but we are workshopping it. So it is possible that we will not be formally taking a week off, but we will be doing another pre-recorded show. So please stay tuned for updates about that. But we will certainly be back on December the 11th live. So I'm sure we'll be talking about a lot of movies because we'll have some catch up to do. We honestly might just only talk about new releases that week. And that might be the only thing to focus on because there's going to be a lot of stuff we'll have watched over the last 2 weeks.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, there's even new releases that like I watched in this past week that I'm not talking about. For instance, like I saw like Belfast.
We're watching it tomorrow.
King Richard. Nice.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that one yet. So maybe we even do maybe our Friday show is just a wrap up that we do of some of the new releases we watched that week. And it's just a more concise evolution of discussing film.
Flea comes next week. I'm so excited.
Oh, we watched it.
Oh, what do you think?
I loved it.
Or can you? Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
I'm so excited.
That's my impression. So it's not a review.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No, that's. Oh, I'm so excited for Flea.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to end our recording now. So thank you again, everyone, for sticking through what is kind of a Frankenstein's monster episode. We had fun doing it. We have fun seeing everybody. So interact with us in the chat. Talk to us on Twitter. We miss everybody, and we'll see you at some point that's not right now.